Hello, this is video 5 for section 1.5 of Math0302 beginning algebra. We're going to start with where it says what are opposites? Now, opposites are effectively numbers that are on the same that are the same distance from 0 but are on opposite sides of 0. So they are numbers that they are numbers that are the same distance from 0 but are on opposite sides of 0. Now, effectively, here's what it looks like on the number line. Here's 0. If there's a number over here, call it positive a, there's going to be a number over here that's the same distance called negative a. Now, opposites are just the opposite of a number. So here's the interesting thing. The opposite of negative a is positive a, and the opposite of a is negative a. Okay, so it's just the corresponding number on the other side of 0 that's the same distance from 0. Notice that opposites will always have the same absolute value as what you have for each other. So absolute value for negative a would be positive a, and the absolute value for a would be a. Now, these are also called additive inverses. Additive inverses. Another thing is that they have the property that a plus negative a is equal to 0. Now, if you look at the number line here, if you started out with negative a and you added a to it, you start here, go a to the right, you're going to be at 0. Or if you add negative a to a, you'll start here and go to the left a units and you'll be at 0. So because of this, a plus negative a equals 0 and negative a plus a equals 0. Okay, so anytime you add additive inverses together, you go back to 0. Let's look at practice 5. What we're looking at is we want to find the opposite of each number. A says negative 5/9, and the opposite is, well, if it's negative 5/9, the opposite would be positive 5/9. If you have 8, the opposite is going to be negative 8. 6.2, the opposite is negative 6.2. Negative 3, the opposite is 3. So basically, it just changes the sign. That's all the opposite means, is change the sign. And this works for numbers that aren't rational either. So if I wanted to look at pi, the opposite is negative pi, if I put in an extra number here. Okay, so there you go.